Cassie filed her lawsuit, you said, been trying to tell y'all for years. What were you trying to tell people?
That Diddy was not a safe human and that you should be careful if you're planning on entering any type of relationship with him, from business to personal.
Tell me about the sympathetic days to Diddy. What does that look like when you have a moment of feeling bad for the guy?
It wasn't all bad, but I don't know that any of the good was real. I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas. It's difficult when you're that young to understand your worth as a woman through the men that I was around, and that was very traumatic. I don't think any of us have healed from that. Diddy would be like, you're not hot anymore, like what happened? You don't have anything, like you don't have any curves. You're looking like you're not looking like, I can't get people to think that you're my good looking person. And there was no Me Too at that time. There was no protecting anyone at that time. You signed a million NDAs and a million contracts that...
Guys, buckle up, because this isn't just gossip. This is the kind of scandal that could crack the very foundation of the industry. Aubrey O'Day is heading into the courtroom, and this time, she's not coming empty-handed. She's bringing receipts, according to reports. She's ready to expose Diddy in a high-stakes trial that could peel back the layers of what insiders are calling a toxic empire built on fear, manipulation, and a culture of forced silence. And here's where it gets even crazier. Word is, Diddy didn't just try to silence her. He allegedly offered her a laughable $300 deal to stay quiet. Yes, you heard that right, just $300. Not even enough for a designer handbag or dinner in Beverly Hills, let alone compensation for the emotional trauma she claims to have endured. Aubrey's testimony is expected to reveal disturbing details of abuse, exploitation, and a work environment so suffocating it might as well have been a cage with studio lights. If what she's saying holds up in court, it could rip open the long-protected veil that's shielded some of the entertainment industry's biggest names. So, grab your popcorn, because this isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is a full-blown reckoning. And Aubrey, she's not just spilling the tea, she's serving it, scalding hot. Oh my God, Aubrey O'Day is finally ready to talk. And let's just say, Diddy might not like what she has to say. Word on the street is that the former Danity Kane star and longtime Diddy protege has been subpoenaed and just landed in New York City to testify in a trial that's already sending tremors through Hollywood. This isn't just business, it's personal. Aubrey's 6-year stint under Diddy's management was anything but smooth, and she's previously described it as both relentlessly demanding and emotionally damaging. While Diddy may have groomed her to chase perfection, Aubrey has been increasingly vocal about the steep price she paid for placing her trust in him. She's painted a picture of an environment where creativity was crushed, control was absolute, and personal freedom barely existed. And now, if what she says in court matches the raw truth she's hinted at in interviews and online, Diddy better brace himself, because this could be the kind of testimony that ends careers. When asked if he mistreated her, Aubrey didn't even flinch. Have you ever seen Making the Band? She replied, that's the funniest question I've ever heard. Of course, insiders close to the case are calling this one of the most explosive moments the industry has seen in years. And Aubrey's not staying silent while the countdown to court continues. In a cryptic tweet that sent fans into a frenzy, she hinted that something massive is about to break. And here's the jaw-dropper. Behind the scenes, Diddy allegedly tried to buy her silence, offering just $300. That's not just low, it's laughable, especially considering the depth of what she's about to reveal. But it gets worse. That $300 wasn't just to stay silent about Diddy. According to Aubrey, the deal was meant to gag her for life, to keep quiet about everyone involved in what she claims is a far more sinister, far-reaching operation. That's right. $300 for a full release of all claims and a lifetime gag order that would have erased her voice, her story, and her truth. When the details came out, Aubrey didn't hold back. She explained that the NDA didn't just demand silence. It forbade her from ever disparaging Diddy in any way, on any platform, and even prevented her from mentioning the existence of the contract itself. Chilling. In an interview, she broke it down. It asked me to give up access to my own story. It asked me to stay silent forever. That's when I realized something really bad is coming. And if that's not unsettling enough, Aubrey claims Diddy wasn't just trying to silence her, he was scrambling to silence everyone. Harvey Levin from TMZ asked her point blank about these alleged hush deals. She didn't hesitate. I think he's doing everything he can to keep as many people quiet as possible. Meanwhile, other sources say, while Aubrey got pennies, A-list names were reportedly offered massive payouts to zip their lips, though those deals haven't surfaced publicly. Let's not forget, in 2023, Diddy made headlines for reassigning Bad Boy publishing rights back to artists. The media praised it as generous, even revolutionary. It's just the right thing to do, Diddy told Variety, claiming he wanted to lead by example and fix a broken system. But now, that move's beginning to look like something else entirely. The industry painted it as a bold, generous move, but now, Aubrey O'Day is calling that entire narrative into question. Her message is clear. If this was really about doing the right thing, then why the NDAs, why the silence clauses, and why was an artist who gave years of her life to your empire offered a mere $300 to erase her story? This isn't just a music industry dispute, it's becoming a full-blown reckoning. According to multiple reports, O'Day has been subpoenaed to testify against Diddy, but she's not alone. Fellow making the band alum Don Richard has also stepped forward. And together, these two women could blow the lid off years of buried secrets. O'Day, a former member of Danity Kane under Diddy's management, reportedly arrived in New York City just as the courtroom drama kicked off, and her mere presence has fans and insiders buzzing. Why? Because she lived it. The charges against Diddy, racketeering, forced labor, abuse, aren't just serious, they're deeply disturbing, and they're not isolated. They're being described as part of a much larger, exploitative system hidden beneath the glossy veneer of Bad Boy Records. O'Day's testimony could directly support the explosive claims already made by Cassie Ventura, who accused Diddy of years of abuse and trauma. But things get even darker. Dawn Richard has come forward with her own shocking claims, alleging she witnessed Diddy physically assault Cassie and describing their working conditions as nearly indistinguishable from forced labor. Her words echo a haunting pattern, one of control, fear, and exploitation, all wrapped in the disguise of mentorship. Together, O'Day and Richard's testimonies could expose a devastating reality of what went on behind closed doors. This trial isn't just about one man, it's about a culture that protected him. It's about decades of unchecked power, enforced silence, NDAs, hush money, and image control. Their decision to speak out after years of pressure, fear, and threats could inspire others who've stayed quiet. If these allegations hold up in court, this could become a turning point for accountability in the music industry. Because O'Day and Richard weren't outsiders, they were central figures in Diddy's empire. Their stories aren't hearsay, they're lived experience. And now, they're stepping into the courtroom not just to share their pain, but to hold one of the most powerful figures in music accountable. If Diddy is found guilty facing charges like racketeering, abuse, and forced labor, the fallout could be catastrophic. Prison, financial ruin, and the collapse of a brand once seen as untouchable. But in truth, the real damage is already underway. The carefully curated image of Diddy as a visionary mogul, a hip-hop kingmaker, a self-made icon, is unraveling in real time. What makes this moment so historic isn't just the accusations, it's who's speaking out. These women weren't on the outside looking in, they were built into the empire. And their courage is sparking a wave of solidarity, with the world now asking, who might come forward next? This trial is turning into a cultural test. Can the entertainment industry finally confront its toxic inner workings? Will survivors be heard and protected, even when their abusers are billionaires? The truth is no longer in the shadows. What was once whispered behind closed doors is now being entered into the public record. And that means change might finally be possible. Because Hollywood has protected its kings for far too long. Maybe, just maybe, it's time for the crown to fall. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to check out my previous videos so you stay updated on all the latest tea. Until next time, bye.